Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're basically diving into a report from the future. We're going to take a look at the state of artificial intelligence in 2026, a time when, believe me, the experimental phase is long over, and a whole new industrial revolution has kicked into high gear.
All right, let's just jump right in. The first thing you've got to understand about AI in 2026 is just the staggering, mind-boggling scale of the investment. We're talking an estimated $2.5 trillion spent in a single year. That is a 44% jump from the year before. Just wow.
To really wrap your head around a number that big, the report gives this amazing analogy. If you spent $1 every single second, it would take you almost 80,000 years to get through that much money. So yeah, this isn't some niche tech trend anymore. This is a fundamental shift in the entire global economy.
So, where is all this cash actually going? You might think it's all flowing into fancy new apps or software, but nope. The reality is, more than half of it, over 54%, is being poured into the literal nuts and bolts, the bones of AI. We're talking massive data centers, incredibly powerful servers, and all the specialized computer chips needed to make this whole thing run.
Okay, so how are we going to tackle this massive topic? Here's our game plan. First, we'll dig into that $2.5 trillion revolution. Then, we'll meet the key players on the global stage. After that, we'll look at the explosion in visual AI. Think images and video. Then, and this is a big one, we'll cover the shift from chatbots to AI agents. And finally, we'll talk about your role in this brave new world.
So first up, let's look a little closer at that spending. By 2026, the hype is pretty much over. Companies aren't asking if AI is useful anymore. They're treating it like a utility, just as essential as plugging into the wall for electricity or getting on the internet.
And you can really see this trend when you look at the numbers. The spending on infrastructure is it's astronomical. It's growing way faster than anything else. And it tells a really interesting story. The AI brains themselves, the actual models, they're getting pretty cheap. But the real cost, the real investment, it's in the colossal global machine you need to power them.
Okay, so with that massive foundation being built, the next question is obvious. Who are the major players building on top of it? Well, by 2026, the whole AI landscape has turned into a global race with three really distinct camps. You've got the American Titans, the Chinese powerhouses, and the global open source movement.
Over in the US, you've got the household names, but they've all started to specialize to find their niche. ChatGPT is still the versatile giant. Claude is the one with the insane memory. We're talking like having a desk big enough to lay out several novels at once and read them all. Gemini is the creative one, the multimodal artist. Copilot is the ultimate office productivity whiz. Then you have Grok, plugged directly into real-time news, and Perplexity, which is like a search engine that fact-checks itself.
Meanwhile, China's AI industry is every bit as advanced, but often with this laser focus on efficiency. They're using these really clever architectures, like mixture of experts, which is kind of like having a whole team of specialist doctors, but you only ask the one you need. Or agent swarms, where literally hundreds of tiny AIs work together to solve a big problem. Pretty cool stuff.
Now that third camp, open source, is playing a totally different game. And this slide has the perfect analogy. Closed AI, like ChatGPT, is like a secret family recipe. You get to eat the delicious food, but you have no idea how it's made. Open source, on the other hand, is like a public library book. Anybody can read it, copy it, and even write their own chapters.
And because of this open approach, you get some absolutely mind-blowing innovation. I mean, just look at Meta's Llama 4 Scout. It has what's called a context window of 10 million tokens. To put that in perspective, it's so big it can effectively read and summarize an entire library's worth of books, all in one go.
Okay, so we've covered text, but that's only half the story. A revolution that's just as big is happening in visual AI. By 2026, creating super high-quality images, videos, even 3D models from just a simple sentence, well, it's as common as using a search engine today.
And the market for this AI-generated media is just exploding. It's projected to hit $147 billion. This is not a niche hobby anymore, folks. It's being driven by massive industries: Hollywood, gaming, advertising, and yeah, all of us posting on social media. When it comes to video, the progress is it's stunning. You have tools like OpenAI's Sora 2 that can create 2-minute-long clips with unbelievably realistic physics. Google's VO2 is woven right into their whole ecosystem. And China's Kling 2.0 is incredible at creating photorealistic human faces. But here's the real game changer.
It's that the quality and the control have hit a professional level. You can now create the same character across different scenes. You can expand a photo outwards infinitely. You can even take a simple storyboard and turn it into a full-blown animation, complete with automatic sound effects. What was pure science fiction just a few years ago is now an everyday tool.
And all of this leads us to what the report calls the single biggest shift in 2026. It's the move away from passive chatbots that just talk to you to active AI agents that can actually do things for you.
So what on earth is an AI agent? Well, think of it less like a search engine that just gives you information and more like a personal assistant. It doesn't just give you answers, it takes action. It actually uses the apps on your computer on your behalf.
Let's make this real. For example, you could give an agent a simple goal like, plan a birthday party for my sister. It will then break that down into actual steps. Browse websites to check venue prices, draft an invitation email, put the party on your family calendar, and even follow up on RSVPs. It connects all the dots for you.
Now, with all this incredible new power, the power to create, the power to act, comes, you guessed it, a whole new set of rules and responsibilities for all of us. The entire world is trying to figure out how to manage this incredibly powerful technology. And this new power brings up a huge challenge. The world of AI safety is starting to splinter, with different places playing by different rules. Take this chart. It shows how often models will comply with a malicious or harmful request. According to this data, US models have pretty strong guardrails. They say no about 92% of the time. In contrast, some models from China reportedly say yes almost 94% of the time. That creates a really significant security gap.
So, to combat misuse like deepfakes, the report says there are now 3 key lines of defense in place: invisible digital watermarks in videos, real-time detection tools you can use, and new laws that require clear labels on AI content. But the golden rule for all of us is really simple. If you see something shocking online, just check it before you share it.
So after all this, what does it all mean for you? You know, the report's conclusion just puts it perfectly. These tools are unbelievably powerful, but they're partners, they're not replacements. They might have the processing power, but we provide the truly human stuff: the imagination, the ethical judgment, and the heart.
So we've moved on. We're past the chatbot era and into the agentic era. This trillion-dollar world of AI is now your personal workshop, your studio, your library. All the tools are here. The only real question left is, what are you going to build with them?